Look at
Neoma Gupta and of course Advocate Anmol. Let me just state a fact. Advocate Anmol very conveniently spoke about Haryana, and yes, Haryana stubble burning, farm fires are a huge concern. But as latest as last week, the Supreme Court also spoke about Punjab and Haryana both. So it was not just a rap on Haryana, it was a rap on Punjab as well. But Neoma Gupta, how do you respond to Haryana? How do you respond to all the allegations? I mean, the counter that Advocate Anmol has really made.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, keeping the sentiment in mind, because I'm a Delhiite myself and breathing toxic air, the AQI today has crossed 350, and here we are arguing about the same thing for the 10th year in a row. Let's forget the political parties, forget the action plans, let's even forget the rivalries, forget everything. If you haven't been able to even slightly reduce the same problem for 10 years, is it not obvious to even a little child that you have failed in executing what you had promised in your manifesto? And when it comes to stubble burning, I would like to take this issue and rest it once and for all, because I want to actually ask the Aam Aadmi Party, does stubble burning contribute to pollution here, yes or no? And I'll tell you the reason I ask this is because they don't seem to have made up their mind on this subject, knowing fully well that you'll be, cornered whenever this is taken up. In fact, CM Atishi just said that BJP was responsible for Delhi's pollution because it's unable to control stubble burning in other states. But dozens of times, your leaders have made completely opposite statements for the above. So Haryana, Punjab, whatever it is, Delhi itself has to control the situation. You came up with your winter action plan, which was a 21-pointer, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me on the technical if I'm wrong. Look at the despicable conditions of the roads. Why don't you clean those? Why don't you take effective measures for what is required to be done? I'll go a step further if you allow me literally 30 seconds. When it comes to generating, there's more than 11,000 tons of solid waste, which is 25% is not processed. This unprocessed waste and garbage gets accumulated on the streets and vacant plots throughout Delhi, which is actually a major source of pollution. What is the detailed plan for this? Again, they will say the center is not doing something.
Neoma Gupta, I'll take that just the way I took Advocate Anmol's question to you. I will take yours to him as well for a response. But Neoma Gupta, very quickly, it's not like the BJP-led governments, including in Haryana, has not been facing the flak. They've got some very, very serious questions to answer from the Supreme Court directly, including very petty little fines, not really adequate at all.
Ma'am, please understand, fundamentally, Parali or any contributor of pollution has to be stopped. But when you're in Delhi, one has to focus within the city and then go outward. So, I mean, look, just a small example, if I can give you, look at the toxic condition of Yamuna. Can we force it down to any other relevant relationship for the same? I mean, you have fecal coliform coming out of there. Every state has to stop Parali burning. It's a given. There's no debate for me on that. Most importantly, please, you've been in the government for 10 years. What have you done for Delhi? It's so easy to get on the defensive and so easy to counter those points again and again.
Irony dies several deaths when we really say that Delhi has to look at it first as a Delhi problem. Unfortunately, air knows no boundaries. But Advocate Anmol Panwar, the truth also remains that Delhi votes you to power. The truth also remains that you go to people asking for votes. And if year on year, this is the story for 10 years, what's changed? I mean, let's face it, you may say XYZ things done, but you can't put it all just on stubble burning. Are we essentially saying that things have just fallen apart? Smoke guns got a rap from the court. Efforts taken have taken a rap from the court. There have been steps that have been taken from the government when it comes to electrical vehicles, for that matter. Well, welcomed. But a lot of measures that have kicked in over the last few days could have actually kicked in few months back. Can't they be a long-term measure? I mean, we are already debating this very late, but I have something to save my skin. I can say this is not the first time we are talking about this.
Snehaji, these are not just XYZ steps, as you said. These are the steps taken by Delhi government has reduced the pollution in Delhi by more than 34%. And the BJP spokesperson very conveniently chose to ignore and didn't answer a single question asked by me. ये बताएं ना एक भी ऐसा राज्य जहां ईवी पॉलिसी इन्होंने लागू की हो. ये बताएं एक भी राज्य जहां पे इन्होंने थर्मल प्लांट्स को जो है डीजल से पीएनजी पे कन्वर्ट किया हो. ये बताएं एक भी राज्य जहां पे ट्री ट्रांसप्लांटेशन पॉलिसी इन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस की हो. ये बताएं एक भी राज्य जहां पे ग्रीन कवर इन्होंने 20% से 23% बढ़ाया हो. ये बताएं एक भी राज्य जहां पे पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट
No, but that's not the point. The point is we are still see.
Not a single
Advocate
state.
Anmol,
And
Advocate
their
Anmol.
intent and their true motives are evident to the entire nation with the Delhi elections near the horizon. They just want to deflect the blame on Delhi government, and they're facing rap day in and day out from the Honorable Supreme Court. Why has the Haryana government not taken any action to curb pollution levels when even the world data says that more than 20 polluted cities are in state of Haryana? What has the Haryana government done in last 10 years? एक भी बस नहीं चलती इलेक्ट्रिक पे इनकी हरियाणा सरकार की.
Neoma Gupta, very quickly, 30 seconds, and then I need to move on to the other panelists, please. Neoma Gupta.
You know, there's a very common trait in humans that which is becoming overly aggressive and defensive when one is cornered. I'd like to just
asking you simple question, simple specific question which you have not answered.
When it comes
the people are living. I mean, just imagine the kind of plight of people of Delhi.
May I be allowed to speak? May I be allowed to speak?
Advocate Anmol, kindly allow Neoma to speak.
Thank you. Let's maintain
30 seconds, Neoma.
Yeah, for stubble burning, the Haryana government has implemented a framework which includes a C2 crop residue management, which, you know, is effective monitoring. Due to constant efforts, there has been a drastic reduction in the diesel run generators. More than 72,000 stubble machines have been provided to farmers for stubble management. Haryana has allowed only green crackers. So when it comes to steps are being taken. But when it comes to your steps, where is the effectiveness? Why is Delhi 10th year in a row suffering?
Okay.